Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cologne podcast, episode number 49. I'm Mike.
I'm Ryan.
And we're just two best friends giving our uneducated opinion on the world of fragrances.
That is true.
Today, we're looking at Oceania by Roja Parfums. Ryan's favorite perfumer on earth.
For sure.
Roja Dove.
It's not just the fragrance with this guy.
Yeah.
It's the whole character.
He's like the Mother Teresa of the fragrance community.
He really is. It's just the fact that he's so open and transparent, like we want to be.
Yeah.
But he's on another level, obviously.
Yeah, and the fact that he stays rooted in the community.
For sure.
That's the big deal. Not only does he have an amazing brand,
yeah,
but he also personally is involved in the fragrance community. That's a big deal.
Very big deal.
Because of that, he seems down to earth.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I love everything about the guy.
We're
Seriously.
huge fans.
So,
speaking of fans, episode 50 is dedicated to our friends of the podcast.
That is correct.
It's coming up next episode. So, guys and gals, if you haven't already got your email in to thecolognepodcast@gmail.com to let us know what your favorite fragrance is, go ahead and do that. Stop right now. Stop what you're doing. Pause this. Well, you could play it in the background, but go to thecolognepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what your favorite fragrance is, and we're going to randomly select an email address as a winner for our 2.5 ounce, 75 milliliter giveaway of Dolce & Gabbana's Pour Homme.
Brand new, sealed.
Sealed. Signed by Ryan himself.
I'm going to be covering shipping.
That's right. Yeah. Big man. So if you want to be a part of episode 50 and enter for a chance to win a free bottle of Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, purchased by us, not by the listeners.
That's right.
Remember, we've said it and we'll continue to say it. If you put money on buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast, that is only going to go towards samples for episodes and podcast hosting. With that being said, let's continue with our normal broadcast day.
So we're going to be talking about Oceania. What is it?
Oceania.
Oceania.
We're going to be talking about that. You know who else talks about that?
Who?
Nads.
I'm all ears.
Here's what Nads has to say about it. Nope. Goes on femme, dries down masculine. In my opinion, this is a simple lavender balm with green earthy undertones. Longevity is slightly above average, as is the projection.
Yeah.
Spring, summer is best.
Okay.
Value here is horrible.
Wow.
Way too expensive for something that's not very unique. For me, it's a huge pass. Price is way too much for a DNA that you can pick up for far less.
Man, when somebody's talking about my boy Roja Parfum like that,
you were getting tense.
Man, I'm like, did that guy post a physical address over there? Might have to pay a visit.
He's
man.
about to do that Jay and Silent Bob and stuff.
Dude, yeah, did you say this?
Yeah. Excuse me. Are you Nads on Fragrantica?
Yeah. Well, now this is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see on Ryan's gamer chair over there. He was gripping the handle so tight.
Yeah, I don't like it when people be dogging on my boy.
Hey.
I don't like that.
We're not going to be dogging on Roja. But before we get to Oceania, we got to first do our one-night stand review of Hollister's SoCal.
Yeah. One night stand review.
After having a one-night stand in a seedy Motel 6.
You and Tom Bodette, did he leave the light on for you, Ryan?
Yeah, they left a light on for us. And a gun on the side table.
There you go.
But
and a Book of Mormon.
Yeah. After spending the night with this, I still stand by. I'm probably going to skip it. It's not a bad smell. In fact, I said, I wish it was a house fragrance because it smells good as in a scent you would put in your house, but they don't sell that. So I'm out of luck.
The funny thing is, there wasn't a bad review on Fragrantica, but when you smell it, and you'll see, it dies down really quick. That was a complaint that you see a lot of, that it just didn't have longevity. And honestly, if I'm spending $30-$40 on something, and of course I sound so spoiled right now, but if I'm spending $30-$40, there's a lot you can get with $30-$40 these days.
Yeah, and the thing held true to what you were saying the other day too. You were like, on the skin, it kind of has this inner tube tire
like
smell.
Rubbery type.
And it does. On the cardstock, which would be your clothes, it smelled pretty good.
It smelled really good.
Yeah.
Still going to be a no for me, dog. I already bought it, but I'm not going to do it again.
He learned his lesson.
I have suffered The repercussions of my childish ways.
All right. Well, there's our one night stand review of SoCal by Hollister.
Yes. Don't buy it.
Now let's get into our scent of the day. The man himself, Roja Dove.
Yes.
Oceania. I'm really excited about it. Well, you know, I did the last one. You do the first hit on this one.
Ryan, I want you to do it. This guy is your Elvis.
Man, he really is. If you ever hear this, Raja, we so want to meet you one day.
Maybe for episode 100, we can get Roja Dove on the podcast.
Dude, if we ever had that somehow by some miracle happen, I would lose it, man.
If episode 50, we're appreciating all of our friends of the podcast, episode 100, we've got to appreciate the man, the myth, the legend, Roja Dove.
Okay.
And this is not a sponsored thing, but I just want to say thank you to Mark from myfragrancesamples.com. This was actually one of the free samples that came in.
Wow.
When I think I ordered, maybe it was whenever I got my decant of Elysium, this came in.
Wow.
And I can't say enough good things about that guy. Mark, if you're listening, we love you. Would be interested in a strategic partnership if that ever crosses your mind.
First off, when we sprayed it on, it is loud.
I smell the Roja Dove in it.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Oh, yeah. Man, it smells really good. And not just saying that, because there's one that Mike's not too a fan of and I kind of like. But as with everything that we spray from him, even if we didn't like it, it's like there's this quality to it. I can't explain it.
And also, he takes fragrances in a direction that you don't normally expect, but they make sense.
They do.
And this is one of those ones where when you smell it on the skin, there's something going on that I would not normally put in. This is like a citrus sort of a smell, but it's got like some stankiness to it too.
It does, man.
It's got some of that bite that Scandal had that I was kind of like, what in the hell? This kind of has it too. Do you smell it?
A little bit. It's obviously nowhere near like that.
No,
but
no.
I do get the hint of what you're talking about.
On the skin.
Yeah.
On the card, I don't smell that.
This is very like, I would say high-end summer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. At 380 bones. Yeah.
Yeah. For 100 ml though. This is what I love about really our podcast and really some of his fragrances, but it's hard for us to describe certain things because we're not well versed in this.
Yeah. I think the more we do it, the more we'll pick out notes and let us know at thecolonepodcast@gmail.com. As soon as we start getting a little too pretentious, we need you guys to slap us on the wrist and bring us back home.
Yeah. We don't want to ever be that. We're not know-it-alls.
We're really not.
God, man, it smells good.
It reminds me of Tommy Hilfiger's. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here. You're trying to poke fun of me over here. Yeah, it's so weird. I feel like when you first spray it and like what's in the air, it almost feels floral to me. But then now it's like really rich citrus and not like the brightest of citrus, if that kind of makes sense.
It's not like a sweet lemon.
No.
It's more of a lime to me.
Yeah.
But then there's also some sort of, and I'm going to have to smell more to really understand what they mean by animalic. I'm going to be using terms out of place, so I'm not going to use that yet. But it, for lack of a better term, it's got a little stank on it.
Yes. Now, it has been trending hard the past year on Fragrantica. Yeah. And I think this came out in 2019, I think. So it's not too old. This is somewhat kind of new.
Yeah. Year and a half old.
And it's a Roja Parfums.
Ooh, that's the good stuff.
Okay, who do you think is wearing this? Because this is, to me, and I don't even know yet. I'm still trying to computerize it in my head.
I wasn't even thinking about it, but as soon as you said that, here's what came to mind. This is a more mature citrus summer fragrance.
I agree with that.
I hadn't even thought down that line yet, but this might be one of the first summer citrus that I'm like, oh, this is for the OGs.
I can agree with that, man. Definitely.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. Bronzed. 45-year-old skin. Clean shave.
Hamburger meat?
I have to be. Button up, loose, floral shirt.
Yeah, the top couple buttons are opened up, right?
Gold chain, single gold chain.
You can just hear the chain rustling through the hair.
Yeah. It sounds like small woodland creatures scurrying off into the distance. What is going on here? Anyways, floral button shirt.
Oh, yeah.
White pants. nice brown leather belt.
Yeah. And skin.
Yes. And some of those loafers that those cool people can pull off that I could never get away with.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy I see wearing this.
And he's just hanging out, and the wind is just rustling around his shirt.
Yeah.
He's standing at the beach, and the ocean waves are just crashing left and right around him. But it's just a typical Tuesday for him.
That's right. This is one of his cheaper fragrances that he's spraying on.
Yeah.
Right before he gets into his red convertible and meets up with Jeremy Fragrance and his parents for a nice lunch out on the patio.
Yeah. It is very high end, it is kind of an older masculine smell.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if I'm quite to that age where I could pull it off, but I love what I'm smelling.
100%. There's a certain classiness that Raja Dove throws into his fragrances.
He does, man.
I've never smelled one that was like, oh yeah, this could be a Mont Blanc scent, you know, or whatever.
Never.
Nobody's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and there's been one or two that I'm like, oh, I just can't do that one. But even when I say that, I'm still going, well, actually, you kind of said this one episode. You can, at the end of anything that you smell of his, at least you know it's the first time you've ever smelled it.
Right.
That's what it feels like. Seriously. Like nothing else will be like it.
There are some fragrances that we smell and we'll go, this reminds me of so-and-so.
Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me of so-and-so.
Yeah.
And that's just because we're slowly building the Rolodex of fragrances. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they copied.
Yeah.
You know, the one we're thinking of could actually have made later on.
Yeah.
But because we smelled it first, now we go, oh, that smells like this or that smells like that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So again, forgive us on our comparison. We're just trying to grasp at descriptionary type things that we can put on the podcast so you as a listener would understand kind of what we're experiencing. That's actually, I've told some of my friends, oh yeah, me and Ryan are doing this podcast about colognes. And the first thing they said was, that's so dumb. Why would you do a podcast about smells?
Yeah.
And I was like, because we're dumb.
It's interesting, man.
Yeah, we love it. It's just us talking about things that we're passionate about. And I guarantee you, if you're listening to us, you're probably passionate about it too.
Man, I can tell just by smelling this that when you hit the sun with this thing is going to go nuclear. I can just smell it.
It is pretty intense.
It is,
and this is a small sample that we have, so it's not like the atomizer's pumping out half a gallon per squirt over here.
Yeah.
But it seems pretty strong. And I wouldn't expect anything less from a fragrance that you're dropping nearly $400 on.
Man, the opening notes, dude. So it is technically like lime, lemon, mandarin orange, grapefruit, bergamot. Like it is a ton of citrus, and it makes this uniquely citrus smell. Whereas we smell certain things and we're like, oh, that's real lemony, that's real fruity. It's like a darker citrus to me. I don't know if it's because of
it's like almost like a grapefruit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what? One thing I'd say the poor man's version of this, and probably why you liked it so much, was that Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever.
Yes, I do love that one.
Because of that sharp grapefruit bitterness.
Yeah, it's not sweet. It's more of that, like a bitter bite.
Yeah. I mean, this is elevated 100 stories above that.
Yeah.
But still, I kind of get where it's coming from.
Oh my God. It smells so good. I'm going to try to pull it off, but I don't think I can pull this scent off.
This is one where, and I've only had one vacation experience like this, but one time in my life when I was a little more liquid than I am now, I actually got to vacation in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And in the evening, we went out to dinner. And the restaurant was basically just one big patio.
Yeah.
And you sat out there and the ocean breeze was coming through. It was warm, but it wasn't hot. And you're wearing kind of loose fit clothing, but you're dressed a little bit nicer. This is one of those ones. If I had this then, I would have sprayed this on to go out to dinner in the evening on the beach.
Yeah, I vibe that.
I'll never probably be able to afford that again. We had to take out a reverse mortgage on the home even to do that one.
Man, I kind of want to read this comment a little bit because it kind of explains it a little better than I think me or you have done so far.
Go for it.
Just a real quick thing. Clopo, I guess it's their name, on Fragrantica said something to the effect of, when they first sprayed this on, This is a saltier, more aromatic, like 40 knots. It's like the citrus and salt opening are really smooth. And I agree. And
That's a Xerjoff fragrance, I believe. 40 knots.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. But just talking about the citrus and salt. And what's crazy about this, because Myke is very anti-water notes.
Yes. Hate them.
This one does not have any of that.
Thank God.
But it gives off this ocean water citrus vibe. And it's done so well. That's what we mean when we're like, this guy, when he makes something, whether you hate it or love it, and that's kind of how he makes stuff. He's not making stuff for mass appeal. You're either going to hate it or love it.
I think he wants that.
Yeah.
He wants a strong reaction to it.
Yeah.
I think the thing he said in an interview one time was the worst thing that somebody could do is go, it's okay.
Yeah. That's a really great view of something to have.
Right.
Because you're not, in a sense, he's saying that if that's happening, then he's not taking a big enough leap forward to try to be different.
Sure.
You know,
and maybe we're a little bit biased in this, so we're taking more time to quote unquote smell the roses with this fragrance.
Yeah.
But as you take it in and experience it, there are depths and levels to it.
Yeah.
That do elevate it. And what everybody says online is like, oh, Roja Dove, his stuff is magnificently blended.
Yeah.
And they're not lying.
They are
When
not.
you smell this, you can't pick up a hard stop where something ends and another begins.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you eat a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and then when you drink the milk, it's like all of that fruit flavor has blended into one amazing fruit flavor that then mixes in and marries with the milk.
Just
high class here, by the way. High class podcast you're listening to. Fruity Pebbles compared to Roja Dove's Oceania.
Just so the listeners know, Myke loves two things in life, okay? That's chicken, and when I mean love, he loves them. But it's chicken
Yes.
and milk.
Oh, my goodness. And, Sarah, if you're listening to this, your Rice Krispie treats.
Yes. She puts her foot off in some Rice Krispie treats,
Dude,
man.
they're so good.
Yeah, this thing is amazing, dude. So, okay.
Skip it,
Sample it.
buy it.
What are you going to do?
Ooh, I want to buy it. I want to buy it. Here's what I'll probably end up doing is getting a decant of it.
Yeah.
Because your boy can't be dropping $400 on a single bottle of fragrance. I need to get about 8 bottles of fragrance out of that $400.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I was just laying in pools of money,
Yeah.
yes, I would buy it. But I could see myself getting maybe 10 milliliter of this. And then on those special summer nights, those special warm nights,
Yeah.
I could see spritzing a little bit on and showing the world what I'm made of.
Well, I will say to the listeners, one thing is this. Obviously, the price is crazy. Okay, $380 for anything is crazy.
Yeah.
A couple things I will say, though. If you're like us, okay, and you're broke,
Yeah. I thought you were going to talk about the passion to fragrances, but yeah, well, that is the first qualifier. We are very broke.
now it's technically not there right now. I guess it's sold out, but they did have this where you could buy a 7.5 atomizer from RojaParfums.com
Okay.
for only $55.
That's not bad.
It's an amazing deal. And let me tell you guys why. I mean, Myke, just right now, if you touch the area on your skin where you sprayed it, it is like there. The quality of this is thick and it's strong. It's going to project. This is not something you lace up with, or this is something that's going to have a lot of distance on it for very little use. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you smell it right now, and I'm sure the dry down is going to be even more impressive,
Yeah.
but if you smell it right now, it's not just a single note citrus like
Yeah.
Light Blue Forever.
Yeah.
There's floral undertones like you're talking about. There's a lot going on in this
Yeah.
that make me think the elegance of it, somebody would smell it and go, I don't know what it is, but that smells pretty badass.
It does, man.
But you really have to appreciate that sort of a thing if you're going to buy a Roja Dove fragrance, because you are paying a premium.
Yeah.
But if you notice those things, and there's some people that don't. There's some people that go, you could give me A1 Kobe steak, or you could give me Golden Corral steak off the buffet, and I can't tell a difference. There's people out there like that, and there's people out there like that with fragrance as well.
Yeah.
I can't smell the difference between this and Light Blue Forever. Both smell like juicy grapefruit.
Yeah.
That's fine. I get it. I'm sure there's things in life that I'm like that at.
Yeah.
But because we're taking time to stop, we're taking time to pay attention to this fragrance, there's a lot going on and it is much appreciated.
It really is. So for me, I guess it would technically be a sample / buy, because my budget, the buy would be the atomizer 7.5. But I would definitely say at the very least sample it. But I know if I had an atomizer of this, it would definitely last me the summer. It's not something I'm going to wear every day. It would be for really specific occasions where I really want to stand out. And I'm going to tell you, you will stand out with this because it's just rich. I can't explain it.
Man, the dry down on this is so nice right now.
It is. That's a badass fragrance, man.
Starts out a little bitter, a little citrus. It's drying out down into floral sweet with still some of that citrus in there.
Yeah. This thing is sick, dude.
Yeah.
So far, out of anything we smell, it just time and time again, even with things that I just go, I can't do that one. I'm still like amazed at the quality and how it's like interpreted in a sense.
Sure.
This is amazing.
There's care. It's not like he just bowling ball threw this down the lane and hoped something stick.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy, there's a story in his mind, like a composer just waving the wand.
Yeah.
As the orchestra plays. Conductor, not composer.
Yeah.
You can tell this guy is painting a picture.
For sure. That's what we appreciate so much about this guy.
It's hard not to love him, honestly.
I encourage anybody, if you have yet to experience this man's work via fragrance or just personality-wise, just go to YouTube and type in Roja Dove. Watch him talk about anything. If the guy talked about how to button up your shirt, he'd make you feel like you know how to button it better than anybody.
But that's the thing, too, is every area of life, you have these people that are super passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's like an inspiration to you.
Oh, yeah.
To appreciate it.
Yep.
And so he's one of these guys that is extremely passionate. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, his work, you can tell it's not about the money.
No.
Now, it may be about the decadence of life.
Yes.
And those are two different things.
Oh, yeah.
He's not about making something that's going to make him money as much as he is about expressing maybe the rich decadence of life.
And I know there's going to be somebody out there that goes, well, if that's the case, then why is it $300 something? Well, here's the reason. Because sit down, comb your hair for a second, chill out. The reason why is because what he's putting into his work, you can smell the quality.
Sure.
Even on what he would consider his more affordable stuff that Myke has purchased me Elysium and my wife got me Creation E. There is such a quality difference in smelling either one of those two than any designer thing I've smelled.
You have certain people who will go, I'm going to buy fresh broccoli. Yeah. I'm going to buy fresh onions and bell peppers.
Yeah.
I'm going to saute those in a whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to hit them with the salt and the pepper. And then you can go, oh, but for $2, you can get the frozen Asian medley pack, that you just microwave.
Yeah.
And because of that, you pay a premium for fresh produce that you don't pay for the frozen bag of steamables.
And even though those frozen bag of steamables are definitely edible and you can enjoy them,
yeah,
at the end of the day, when you get it fresh and make it fresh and eat it fresh, it's night and day difference.
It's a heightened level.
Oh, yeah.
Of what you're experiencing. So I think in the same way, there are plenty of synthetics and artificial ingredients that they could use. I'm sure Roja Dove could say, we could probably knock the cost of this bottle down $25 just by switching from naturally essenced grapefruit to synthetic grapefruit smell or whatever.
Seriously.
But I have a feeling that when he sits down, he goes, I'm going to make the absolute best version of this possible and leave it at that.
Yeah, I think so too. If you enjoyed this episode
49,
and we're getting close to 50, we're just one away.
That's right. Next episode.
But if you've enjoyed this episode and you want to show some support, there's 3 ways you can do so.
Yes.
The first way and the easiest way is write us an email.
Yeah, tell us your favorite fragrance, and you can be entered in to win a free bottle of Dolce & Gabbana's Pour Homme.
That's right. So for episode 50, we're doing a listener appreciation episode, and we want you guys to write in, tell us what your favorite fragrance is, and we're going to read that on the air, and you're going to be entered into a random selection.
Yep. You don't even have to write a novel.
No.
Just let us know what your name is and what your favorite fragrance is.
Yeah.
You can put Bob. SoCal by Hollister. Okay, thank you.
And whoever it gets randomly selected, we're going to send you a brand new bottle of Mike's first fragrance that he got into.
My first love.
Yeah.
Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme.
Yep.
And you're going to know if you won because we're going to send you an email that says, hey, it's Myke and Ryan. We need your address. We love you.
Yeah, so there's that. And the second way you can support the podcast is
to consider sending us a donation at buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast.
Yes.
Any money that you put in there is not going to free Cologne bottles we're sending out all over the U.S., Canada, and extended regions. It's going to future episodes. And only that.
Yeah.
Samples, decants that we can use to continue this love affair we have with fragrances and create a podcast.
Yes. Hit us up. We appreciate anything that you donate to us. We're much appreciative. And then the final way you can support our podcast is easily share it out to the world. Share a link.
Share it with like-minded fragrance enthusiasts that you think would enjoy our podcast.
There you go. So again, thank you guys for listening to this episode. We much appreciate it. Our next episode, we're going to be reviewing.
Yeah, we won't call it an episode, Ryan, because our next episode is our listener appreciation episode.
But after that,
our next installment would be Cologneversations, Myke and Ryan's top summer picks for summer fragrances.
He just threw down the gauntlet. Okay.
That's it, baby.
All right, guys. We really do love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to the show and
spray it up, y'all.